I lived. Hi chat. Hi. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? Been since, you know, an entire week. I think the last time I streamed... No, it was before that. It was Tuesday last week, not even Thursday. Wow. It's been over a week, chat. Wow. But you guys been feeling lonely since then. Yeah. The week that I've had so far, you know? It has been a while, yeah. Well, I say so far as if it wasn't like the past 7 full days that have been kicking my ass. Well, I'm alive, I'm back, and also, you might notice something, chat. You might notice. We actually have more frame rate today, don't we? More frame rate than before. We have 60 FPS, 1080p, a new permanent feature. Let's go. Because previously, I was rocking that 1080p 30 FPS, and the problem with that was that my CPU would, it wasn't very often, but occasionally drop like 2 or 3 frames, you know, every hour, which isn't a lot, but if it's dropping even 1 frame at 30 FPS, then at 60 FPS, I have no confidence. But now, with that new CPU, we're rocking that 1080p 60 FPS, which is really cool. There should be no problem. I mean, like, my internet speed obviously could have handled it. I haven't upgraded that, but my CPU couldn't do that before, so hey, here we are. Oh yeah. So today is gonna be like kind of a story stream. I have so much to talk about. So much that happened in 7 days. It's absolutely insane. I don't even know where to start. I guess I should start with Thursday, which is, I think, the day that I mentioned having COVID, right? I think that's the first day. Which is gone now, by the way. Also, I should probably check to see if it actually did update. Yes, it did. Fantastic. Cool. Very cool. So, I think... I don't even know, like, where do I start? Where do I start, really? Well... Thursday I tweeted out that I had COVID, right? And that's because I woke up and everything felt, like, kind of bad. I was like, okay, that's not good. And on top of that, it wasn't just like a feeling. Alright, I need to remove the schedule. You're right. Thank you, Duke. Whoop, that's gone. I don't have a schedule yet. I'll make that Sunday. So the thing is, when I woke up and I felt pretty bad, and I went downstairs and I talked to my family, and they're like, yeah, we're also feeling pretty bad. It wasn't like the first day. They had been feeling kind of bad for like a day already. So I was like, okay, that's cool. That's great. So they all tested, and they tested positive, right? So I'm like, if we're all feeling bad, and 3 people tested positive, what are the chances that the 4th person wouldn't test positive, right? So I figured I don't even have to. Like, there's no point. Like, why bother, right? I just immediately tweeted out, like, okay, I feel bad. Everybody else has COVID. I probably have COVID then, right? But regardless, my mom decided to make me take a test later that day anyway, and as it turns out, it's negative. It was negative on that day, on the Thursday, right? Which was like, yeah, that was kind of weird. So apparently I was just built different, and I managed to not get it, at least on the Thursday, alright? The Thursday I survived. So I was like, okay, that's cool, but like, realistically, I have no chances. Realistically, I have no chances of, like, not getting it, living in a house with 3 other people who also have it. Like, I might as well just, like, you know, cut my losses. GG. It is what it is. It doesn't even matter. I'm glad you survived a super pneumonia. Me too. It was, awful. I'll get to that part. It was absolutely terrible. So then the Friday, last Friday, I actually felt kind of okay. I didn't feel like... I actually felt better than the previous day for some reason. So I didn't even test because I'm like, oh, maybe it was like something else that I had temporarily and then I'm fine now. I don't know. So I went through all of Friday feeling perfectly okay. No problems. Then Saturday. Oh god, Saturday. Saturday hit me like a truck. Saturday I woke up and I felt like I was dying. I had to do like a vitals check to make sure I was still alive. I was sitting there on my bed like, okay, brain working, heart still beating, theoretically I have a functional liver still, so I'm probably alive. God, it was so bad. I felt awful. My head was, like, destroyed. Like, you know, the worst headache you can think of. Not quite a migraine, actually. So maybe not the worst headache. I've had worse headaches. At least I could, like, function with this headache. But if you've ever had, like, a migraine, like a really bad one, then you know how that feels. Like, it's debilitating. Like, you can't even think. You can't look at lights. You can't even, like, listen to sounds. And, like, yeah. Migraines are worse than that. But, the thing, yeah, COVID was bad for different reasons, not just the headache. It was the sore throat, it was the coughing, it was the upset stomach, it was, like everything, right? Yeah, it was pretty awful. It was pretty much the same thing for Sunday, too. Sunday was also just as bad. I woke up Sunday and I had to cancel the stream because, yeah, it was... I was in no position to be streaming. I just had to sleep. I slept so much on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday I actually had an exam, so I had to study on Saturday while having a terrible headache, and then do an entire exam with like low-key brain fog, like brain not working that well. And I had to do an entire exam like that, and then afterwards I just like hit the sleep button and snoozed for hours. Worst thing about COVID is the muscle weakness. I don't think I actually had that, surprisingly. Dude didn't even get it and he went out more than my mom and is older. Yeah, so Saturday was a whole trip. I don't know what I got on that exam. I think I did okay. I felt like I did alright. Who knows? I'll find out later. Yeah, so Saturday was pretty awful. Sunday was awful. Not as awful, but kind of just as bad in other ways. Like, my headache was pretty much the same, but my throat wasn't as sore and my stomach wasn't hurting as much. So, that's good, I guess. You paid the COVID tax on the exam. Yeah, pretty much. Didn't you get COVID? Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. About how awful it was. And then Monday, which was... It's Thursday today, right? No, it's Friday. Oh, it's Friday today. Okay. So Monday, this week, still. I kind of felt fine, surprisingly. Like, I don't know why, but I didn't feel like perfect. I felt like a little bit better, you know? I felt a little bit better on Monday, like I was already starting to recover. And then Tuesday, I felt pretty much normal, really. Like, surprisingly, I didn't feel that bad. And then by Wednesday, which I guess was 2 days ago, I felt like perfectly fine. I felt normal. I felt like there was no problems at all. Like I had recovered that quickly. So it went from feeling awful first day, Saturday, to Tuesday being like almost back to normal. So that was cool, I guess. Meanwhile, the rest of my family still like low-key has it. Like, my sister's still coughing, my mom's still coughing. I think my dad's okay, actually. Surprisingly. Exams are killing me too. Doing them while sick would ruin me. Yeah, it wasn't fun, I'm not gonna lie. I was just happy that, like, I had that exam on Saturday, and then I had a few days to, like, you know, really just do nothing but sleep. So Sunday, I did literally nothing. I just slept and relaxed. Monday, slept and relaxed. Tuesday, I started to do a little bit of work on an exam that was due technically yesterday, but I didn't actually, like, you know, I finished it earlier than that. And then Wednesday, I just, like, grinded out the entire day doing a whole take-home exam. So, you know, I kind of turned out okay, somehow. The longest you've been sick was with a double ear infection that took you out for 2 weeks. Oh, man. The worst that I was ever sick was, I think, the 8th grade, maybe the 7th grade, I don't remember. But I had pneumonia for 2 weeks. It was quite literally, as someone said, super pneumonia. Like, literally, it was actually pneumonia. And I had it for 2 weeks, and it was awful. Like, every day was terrible, except I played a lot of Mario Kart, and that was kind of cool. I played a lot of Mario Kart Wii for 2 weeks, and I was really happy with that. But otherwise it was awful. The medicine tasted like it had the consistency of sand, like mud with sand water in it, and I don't know, how do I describe that? It was like, it had the consistency of curdled milk almost, but with grains of sand in it, and it tasted worse, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, glad I managed to get through that. But honestly, compared to the medicine, I think maybe just dying from the pneumonia would have been preferable. It was so bad. It was awful. I had to take it like 3 times a day. Anyway. See you later then, Osiric. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it's like 3 a.m. in Australia. Go to sleep. U4 today? Probably not. And I don't think I'm going to do U4 today. I still have a couple of things I need to end up setting up properly. Because, you know, I had to do a whole lot of computer things. So, I don't think I can do a U4 today right now. I have to, like, fix some things first. Hey there, Balagan. I am feeling quite a lot better by now. Thankfully. You had pneumonia for literally 10 years since you were a baby? It was hard for you to breathe and long coughs are painful? Damn. Another GeoGuessr then? Well, I'm just, like, chilling today. I have so much to talk about. I could do, like, an hour and a half of just talking about this last week. So much happened. So, on top of exams, right, and having COVID and all that stuff, I was also doing a little bit more in the background, because, rest is for the weak, I guess. I decided that I would upgrade my PC. Isn't that fun? That's always cool. So, it started off, man, this whole story is gonna make me sound like an idiot. It started off with me wanting to buy a new CPU. Alright, you know, kind of reasonable. The old one I had was good, but like, if I really want to, you know, future-proof for at least a couple of years, then getting something slightly better is kind of in my favor. Probably a good idea. So, I decided I'm gonna go ahead and get that new CPU. So you were sick and didn't even rest? No, I slept several hours. But when I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't necessarily, like, doing nothing either, you know what I mean? So, like, I slept a lot, but then also, I was building a computer. How did you even recover? Don't worry about it. I got that stay-at-home super strong immune system, I don't know. Making up for the lack of sleep when not sick, yeah, pretty much. Speaking of which, like last night, I think I slept like 9 or 10 hours or something. I've been a sleeping machine. I'm a machine that turns hours into sleeping hours. So yeah, I slept a whole lot. I'm still sleeping a whole lot. Oh yeah, before I get into the whole like computer building thing, things I noticed when I, like, had COVID, right, is that, like, I don't know if it's, like, a new superpower or if it's, like, a new weakness. It's kind of both, a blessing and a curse at the same time. But I don't get hungry? I don't know how to describe it. Like, I don't feel hungry anymore. And it's not, okay, for, like, in some ways that's good, but in some ways that's bad. Because obviously, if you don't eat anything, then, you know, that's alarmingly rapid weight loss and possible atrophy, right? But also, you know, I just don't have to eat. You may turn into an undead, have you checked that? I'm sure I'll be fine. That goes away after a few weeks? Okay, that's good, I guess. It's like that when you're ill? Alright, because, yeah, I think it was Monday? I think it was Monday. Yeah, I think so. And in the Discord, right after I finished building my new PC, I was like, oh yeah, I actually haven't eaten. And it was like 3 a.m. I didn't eat the entire like previous over 24 hours. Well, actually no, I had like a bowl of Cheerios that morning or something, but yeah, I didn't feel the need to eat, which was kind of weird. But anyway, yeah. If that goes away, then that's cool. If it doesn't go away, I might get that checked out. That could probably be pretty bad. Because like, that sort of means I only end up eating like one meal a day, and it's dinner, and it's like half a meal. So, I don't know. Anyway. So, right, computer thing. So, it starts off with the story of me wanting a new CPU. And, you know, ultimately, I think the old one I had was kind of okay. But, you know, I want better. I always want better. You know, computer nerd and all that. I would much prefer to, like, have something that works really well and is a little bit overkill than to have something that works okay and will get outdated in like 3 or 4 years, you know? COVID has been most people's first experience with a full real sickness. When you get really sick, your body kind of stops you from eating for a bit while it purges your system. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, there you go. I guess it will be temporary then. That's good. Is it going to be Linux like a true computer nerd? No. No. I'm not that much of a nerd. I have used Linux. I've used it in virtual machines, and I don't really like Linux because not a lot of things come with Linux installers. So, you know, not really my favorite kind of thing. I have used Linux in the past, like multiple times though, for classes and such. Can't say I'm a huge fan of using it for anything other than like C programming, you know? So yeah, CPU. The new one is in i9-13900K. Intel, of course, right? That's what the I kind of stands for. And so, it's a really good CPU. One of the best out there. Any of the... What's the other company? AMD fans are going to be malding, bursting at the seams with mald over me not picking their favorite company or something. But, the reason I got it is because I didn't want a new motherboard. This is going to be relevant. So I got the CPU, right? I just ordered it off of, I don't know, I don't remember where, it doesn't matter. One of the computer companies that ship to your door. So I got it on, I think it was Friday. I think, no. Thursday? I don't remember. I think it was Thursday. No, I remember now. Okay, I got it on Tuesday on that stream. On Tuesday's stream, right before that stream happened, I got it at my front door. And I was like, I need to install this. But I went ahead and did the stream anyway because, you know, I can't just like get rid of the stream just to install a CPU. Which ultimately was the correct choice, I might like to add. So new CPU arrives at the door. After the stream, I go ahead and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, all right. And then I go ahead, open my case. I take out the old CPU. I take out the new CPU from its box, and I place it on the CPU slot, and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit, chat. It doesn't fucking fit. Yeah. So I'm like, wait, hold on a second. I'm like, wait. This doesn't make sense. I don't get it. So I decide to look up, motherboards that support the new CPU, and the one I had wasn't one of them. Because for some reason, I don't know if I forgot or if I just didn't know, but like the motherboard I had was for 9th and 10th gen Wait, was it 9th and 10th? No, I think it's 8th and 9th. Wait. Yeah, 8th and 9th gen Intel CPUs. And for some reason, I didn't realize that because I had a 9700K before. And so... so... if it fits, just push harder. Yeah, exactly. If it doesn't fit, hammer's always a good choice. Yeah, just pop it in. Gently tap it into place. It wasn't even like a little bit. It wasn't even a little bit though. The thing is, like, the CPU was massive in comparison. Like, it was spilling out the sides of that CPU slot. It did not fit at all in the motherboard. So I was like, damn, this sucks. I just bought like a $900 piece of metal that doesn't work. So, well, I mean, I got it on sale for like $650, but like after taxes and shipping and warranty and all that, you know, it was like closer to $900. So I got it, and I'm like, damn, I can't use this. So the logical, yeah, I can return it. I could return it. The logical person would say, okay, I'm just gonna return it and get my money back. Me? Nah, I commit to the bit. Alright, that's why they call me Quarbit. I commit to the bit. So, I look online, I'm like, okay, bet. I get a new motherboard. I go and I buy a new motherboard. It's the, what's it called? They all have these, like, weird acronyms or something. It's the, well, actually, I have the box right here. B760M Pro. RSD4 with Wi-Fi. That's the new motherboard, right? And so I ordered that, I think, on the Tuesday, and it doesn't come in until Monday, right? It takes them a while to send it, and I'm like, okay, you know what, whatever, it's fine. I have an exam anyway, and if I really mess up the computer, then, like, you know, I wouldn't want to have it super messed up until, like, until I'm done at least that exam, you know? That exam's important to, like, not have the computer messed up for, so it's fine, it's whatever. Of course, mail doesn't deliver on Sundays, so, you know, I get it on the Monday. So, it gets worse, chat. It gets so much worse. So, I get the motherboard, and I bring it upstairs, I open it, I take it out, I look at it, and I look at this thing, and I'm like, wait a second. This thing kind of seems a little bit small. It's kind of a small motherboard. Okay. Maybe it won't be a problem, but... So I take out the first motherboard out of my PC, and I get... It's an average size motherboard. It's not as big as the one I had before, and it's really relevant. It's very relevant to this. So I take it out, and I compare it to the size of the one I had in that case. And I realize there's a really, really big problem. I have a mid-sized tower. It's not just a mid-sized tower, though. It's a mid-sized tower with the driver cage on the right side, or at the front, you know? Which means, if the motherboard doesn't extend down far enough, my GPU doesn't fit in the case. Like, I tested it. I'm like, this 3070 is so thick, so elongated, that I cannot put it in the case if the motherboard doesn't extend down far enough, because the cage is in the way. And I checked, I tried to do some, like, DIY modifications to the cage, but I couldn't, because it was bolted in place. Not just, like, screwed, it was, like, welded, bolted. You know, it was not coming out. I would have to get, like, a drill and drill into it to remove the bolts if I wanted to remove that driver cage. So, here I am with a new motherboard, a new CPU, but I still can't use them. And keep in mind, this is actually this is after removing a lot of the stuff out of the case, right? So I was basically sitting there surrounded by like a bunch of computer parts, and I'm like, well, shit. I can't do anything with these. I could either A, put all the old stuff back into the PC, or the better option, well, technically, option B is getting a screwdriver and manually drilling out those bolts, those rivets or whatever, right? Or option C, I go out and buy a new case. And, you know, sometimes you just gotta commit to the bit. So I checked to see if I was allowed to go outside. This was on Monday, right? And I tested positive on Saturday, so I checked the guidelines and I'm like, okay, well, it seems I'm allowed to go out, so, well, I suppose I'm going to do that then. It's sunk cost fallacy? Well, ultimately, the case I got was really, really nice. Like, not just nice from like a visual aspect, but from like a technical, organizational aspect. It's like chef's kiss, you know, it's really nice. This bad boy could fit so many drives in it, it's insane. You can take off the top fan rack and add more drives. You can take out the bottom rack and add like 3 more drives. It has 2 spots for SSDs, like, you know, the 2.5-inch ones. It has 2 spots for like HDDs. And then of course the motherboard has 2 M.2 spots for 2 more SSDs. So this bad boy can fit like 14 drives in it or something. It's insane. It's really great though. But it doesn't fit in your room. Please keep the story going. No, I'm sorry. That was that. I went out and I got the case. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I went out and I got the case, and then it was like a real thick lad, you know, big old box that I looked stupid walking out the store with because I had to like I was like the only guy walking out that store with a box that big. Did you buy a new house because the new case doesn't fit in your room? No, but I will be moving in like a month and a half, so you know, we can keep that meme going. So yeah, I mean, new CPU kind of. I should show you guys actually how fast U4 runs. It's insane. And also on top of that, the fact that I can stream 1080p 60 FPS and also do like a also like play EU4. That's like a starting point, but also it runs super fast and I can VTube. Not to break any fourth walls or anything, but this is not the most, it's not the lightest CPU action you could do. Hi Quarbit, have you continued the totally normal Byzantium run already? No pressure, of course. I know you had COVID and university equally bad. Did I say I was gonna continue it? I don't remember saying I was gonna continue it, did I? Someone else in chat confirm that for me, because I don't want to like pretend I made I don't want to like, you know, have promises that I made and then like forgot about. Maybe you move from Canada because it's not enough space. There's only one other place I can move to have more space, or I could just like leave Earth, go out into orbit. It's the only place for my for my PC. Only place with enough room. At this point, your dream of your own country isn't far. So the whole motivation is the VTube? I mean, not publicly. I mean, not, you know, not publicly at least. Oh yeah, there's actually more to that story. Wait, I forgot. I'm not done. I'm not done. Okay. Building the PC is not just taking the case home. There's so much more after that, actually. So, I take it home. Real beast of a case, right? But I don't take it upstairs because I'm worried, like, hold on. I don't think my desk is big enough to fit this bad boy on it and actually work on it. Like, I was afraid it was so heavy that it would actually break my desk, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but hear me out. My desk is an artist desk, right? The support that it has is very minimal. It's not like a huge, beefy, chunky kind of office desk, right? It's meant to like hold whatever you need to like draw on. Bit of a short sight, you know. In hindsight, maybe not like the greatest idea, but it can hold like my monitor and a few things on it. But like this PC is kind of beefy, right? The last thing I need is to go out and also buy a new desk, right? So I decide I'm gonna work on it downstairs. I'll just bring everything from upstairs down and I'll just work on it on like the dining room table. That's definitely beefy enough. And my mom was worried about me working on it on the dining room table. She didn't want anything to happen to the dining room table, right? So she was like, are you sure like there's not going to be any oil or anything? Are you sure there won't be like oil or like computer liquids? And I'm like, Mom, if there's oil in this computer, I would be very worried. If any parts have oil in them, I would be, you know, kind of concerned. I do have water cooling, but I don't think that's what she was referring to. Or maybe it was, I don't know. It's not like I'm filling it up right there at the, you know, at the spot. It's like a pre-filled water cooling pump. It's like not the kind of thing that you have to fill yourself. You thought you were doing a mineral oil PC, yeah. Oil the fans. Exactly. Gotta fix that squeaky fan. Anyway, I assured her, like, yeah, there's no oil. Any oil would be really, really bad. In fact, I want zero moisture anywhere near this PC in all of its parts, please. So, like, you know, don't walk in the general vicinity with drinks. That would be appreciated, thanks. I was, like, so dehydrated while building my PC, because I was like, I don't want to even breathe moisture on this thing. I want my breathing to be nice and dry. So that I don't get any moisture anywhere near the case. You know, I was taking all the precautions at the detriment to my own health, you know? You called your video a regular Byzantium game, so maybe the April Fools was that it sounds like a cliffhanger, but isn't. The April Fools was that it is a regular Byzantium game, but you know, the whole VTuber thing, that was the point. Also, I did promise that Byzantium game like a while ago, so finally, you know, delivering on that. That is literally the regular Byzantium video that I said I would make, so yeah. Did you use a grounding thingy? Nope. I do my grounding the old-fashioned way. I just touch something metal and I'm like, alright, I'm good to go. I make sure, like, okay, I had no socks on, I was standing on hardwood floor, and I was just like, alright, just in case, I'm just gonna, like, ground myself to some piece of metal, you know? Could he just use the mask instead of coughing your dry lungs out? Whenever I coughed, I made sure I wasn't, like, facing the PC, obviously. But, like, just breathing, generally. Yeah, you're right, I could have used a mask. That's true. Maybe I should have. Oh well. Yeah, I didn't use a, what are those things called? Like a grounding bracelet or something, where you attach it to your case and then it's a bracelet you wear and it like grounds you to the case. Anyway, I didn't do that. I just touched something metal and I was cool. Would the PC get COVID too? Yeah, probably. I wonder if pets can get COVID. If they can, then, you know, neither of my pets really displayed anything. Your PC's HDD gave out last year and got that replaced with an SSD. It's making a weird hum again. What? Your SSD's making a weird hum? Pardon? Excuse me? Not your SSD, okay. Oh, your PC in general. That's not good. I had to replace my hard drive that came with my PC because it was making a really loud sound, and I'm like, that can't be good. Even though I like did diagnostics on it to like see if the drive health was bad or anything, but like I wasn't gonna risk that chance. That was the drive I had my Windows on, so you know, if that thing went down, then that's like GG. No shot at recovering that, pretty much. So I decided, yeah, I'm just gonna like, you know, just to be safe. You took your PC apart 6 times before someone told you grounding is a thing you should have done? Dear God. Oh my lord. Alright. Please ground yourself when you're building PCs. I know this isn't going to be something that a lot of people have to worry about. Not a lot of people actually build their own computers, but please ground yourself. At least in some way, even if it's like the tiniest little gesture, just like touching something metal is like not always good enough. It depends on a lot, but like at least something that shallow would work. Example A of why it's a bad idea. So, on my old motherboard, it didn't have any built-in Wi-Fi in the motherboard, so I had to get an external, well, external quote-unquote, it's more just like a non-motherboard PCIe attachment, right? And so, you know, I got that Wi-Fi adapter thing, plugged it into the PCIe slot first time, didn't work. That's kind of weird. Took it out, reseated it, tried it again, doesn't work. That's kind of odd. Check the BIOS, see if I changed anything. Everything's enabled, that slot's enabled, still doesn't work. Alright, whack. So I decided to put in my graphics card into that slot to see if the PCIe slot's the problem. Not the problem, okay. So I figured I probably just ended up frying the adapter. And of course, well, I mean, either it came pre-broken or I fried it on the spot as soon as I took it out and touched it, which, you know, it can happen. Standing on a carpet floor with socks, it's not that unlikely. So, you know, I took the L on that one, and I just, I ordered it from the warranty. I was like, yeah, this thing kind of, broke day one. Can I please have a new one? And they gave it to us. Or they gave it to me. That was cool. Yeah, just grounding's a good idea. Diagnostics say everything's fine. It started again after my cat jumped on top of it. Yeah, Yeah, a lot of people like to let their cats rest on top of their PC cases. Not a good idea. You know, obviously the fur that gets into the case is going to be a problem. And damage. Just the damage in general. It might just be like a loose fan or something. I don't willingly let him. He's just a stubborn asshole. Same with my cat, yeah. That's why I always have my door closed, because if I have my door open, she's gonna waltz right in, and the first thing she's gonna do is jump up on the case. It's like, and if I stop her from doing it, she's gonna start like scratching at my desk drawers, which are made of fabric. She's gonna start like, you know, tearing them up. She's already done a number on them. Which is partially why I need a new desk. The drawers have been so destroyed by her. He doesn't do it often, just sometimes he spawns a bug and must elevate. Cat moment. Anyway, right, back to building it. So I built it downstairs. It actually took me longer than... Like, you know how a guide for building a PC from scratch will say like, yeah, don't worry, it's like, it's just 2 hours. 2 hours of your time, nice and easy, nice and simple. Just 2 hours, don't worry about it. They lie to you. They always lie to you. It's 2 hours for somebody who knows exactly what they're doing 100% of the time and has rehearsed it on the same PC like 30 times. It never takes 2 hours. Alright, they're lying. Sorry, I had to scratch my nose. They're lying to you. Alright, it's never 2 hours. You know what? Yeah, it's a full day, basically. I brought home that case at like maybe 3, and I managed to get Windows working on it at about 3 in the morning. So, you know, that's cool. That's really neat. Yeah, they're lying to you. I guess it's also worse that I had to like take a few things out of my old case. Like I had to disassemble my old PC and use a lot of those parts on the new PC. So in total I would say it took roughly like 12 hours, yeah. Something like that. It's 2 hours, but the stress makes you age 2 years, yeah. Pretty much. I'm so careful with everything that it's like, yeah, just by that alone, it's gonna take longer than 2 hours, you know? For someone who has expendable parts that they don't really care about, they'll just like slap it all in there, right? But for me, even when seating the RAM, you know, I very gently make sure that it's like perfect for each one, right? Because I cannot replace those right now. Yeah, we can't all be Linus and drop $1,000 graphics cards, exactly. I can't play fast and loose with building this PC, alright? I gotta make sure I do everything correctly the first time. Because if something isn't done correctly, the first time I do it, I'm gonna spend another 3 hours trying to figure out what I didn't do correctly. So, you know, just like being careful with everything. Luckily, I did do all the cables, all of the drives and like all the motherboard stuff. I did do all of it correctly first time. First try, which is a blessing, you know? If I had to look at a new case and build a PC without any prior knowledge, I would have just given up. I also spent like a really long time staring at the manuals because like new case and everything, you know, it's pretty funky. Cases have like a bunch of different things in them. Sometimes they have different like lights and stuff. Sometimes they have different like configurations on how you can like set up your motherboard in the actual, you know, the panel that it's supposed to go on. So, you know, it's just a bunch of stuff. Sometimes they have nothing in them too. The cases, yeah, I guess. This one has like a bunch of lights and stuff in it, and it actually has some cable management already done for you. There's like a big old cable at the bottom that has like the I/O stuff for like the USBs and stuff right at the front. So, you know, just having those already neatly tucked into the place where they need to be is very, very cool. I like that. Because the old case, oh my god, have you guys, any of you who have built a PC know what I'm talking about? At least if you have like an old case, there are those like 6 different tiny little wired things, like I don't know what they call them. They're plugs. They go on the motherboard, right? I don't remember if they're for audio or if they're for something else, but like there are 6 of them, and you have to put them in a very specific order on the motherboard, and that is awful because if you get it wrong, like that's the power. That is one of those is like the power button. So if you get it wrong, then your PC won't turn on, and that's the best feeling. You know, when you put everything together, you plug it in, and your PC won't turn on. That's fun. That's great. You know, that's a fantastic feeling. Because there are so many possible problems that it's like, oh god, no. Thankfully though, this case has all of them bundled up in the correct order in one cable. So I just slap that bad boy on the motherboard, easy. That felt great. I think Asus Mobos give you a holder to make putting in the Mobo easier. Well, I don't think mine did. Give you a holder. Yeah, no, mine does not have that. Also, like, low-key, my motherboard is kind of held in by 4 screws. Don't worry about it. It works. For now. Waiting for the warp to set in. Waiting for the day that it just, like, starts sagging. It just starts, like... the graphics card just starts warping the board. That would be fun. It came with a, what do you call it? Like a bracket. A bracket for my GPU, though. Living on borrowed time, yeah. You remember the motherboard standoffs, right? The what's? The motherboard what's? Hold on, let me just, motherboard standoffs. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, I didn't know what those things were called. Don't worry. Okay, yeah. I have like a back bracket on my motherboard for the cooler. If I didn't use the standoffs, then it wouldn't have fit. Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah. I didn't know that's what they were called. That's what I used to install the motherboard, because, you know, without that, then it wouldn't be installed. You got a micro-sized motherboard because it had all the specs you wanted. It was like 20 euros cheaper. Never again. It's so stupidly crammed with the cables on there. Yeah. I'm pretty sure mine is not a full-sized either. I don't think it's a micro-sized though. Okay, let me check. Micro motherboard. Let me take a look at those bad boys. Oh no, okay, never mind. I have a larger than that, for sure. Wait, do I? Oh no, wait, do I? I don't actually know if I do. I think I might have a microboard, chat. I think I do have a microboard. It's not like the smallest kind of microboard though, but it's definitely like... Wait, no, a microboard... some of them do have 4 RAM slots. Yep, unironically might have a microboard. Well, if it works, it works. Can't complain. Speak about it like it's a disease. Well, it certainly does leave a little bit to be desired, you know. I ended up buying it because it was cheaper and it had like 2.5 gigabit per second Wi-Fi, and that's pretty based. Like, not just like Ethernet cable, nah, Wi-Fi. That thing goes up to 2.5 gigabit. Whew, good lord. I think I'm getting 1.5 gigabit in like a month. Or whenever I move out. The plan is to get 1.5 gigabit, because where I'm going supports that. It has the, whatever you call it, the fiber optic that you can use for that. So that'll be cool. I don't even think I need it. But, you know, it's the same price as what I have now. It's just like, sure. Are you gonna do something about your cable management? It scares me every time I look at it. No, I'm not touching it. Aesthetics are a second to functionality. It's always been like that, and I will always be like that. Trust me. You do not want to see my old case. Can we see your cable management? Let me check. I think I have the picture somewhere. I have to scroll up. Let's see. Here we go. I think I have to save that. Posted it on Twitter? I did post it on Twitter, you're right. I don't have to post it on chat. Actually, I'll just I'll post it, not on chat, but I'll put it on stream anyway. But I actually have to save the image. That here. Okay, and then I have to go here and change this to be that thing. Boom. Here we go. Here you go. This is it. It's not awful. It's a lot better than I used to have. Like a jump scare, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Except I am now realizing that I think I put the water cooling pumps in the wrong direction. That's a little bit embarrassing. I think I put the fan in the wrong orientation. Whoopsies. Oh well. I mean, it still works. I'm not worried about that. I can definitely see, you know, that on the right side there, I can definitely see kind of a problem. With the wires going underneath the other wire. Yeah. I could kind of see that, maybe. Looks nice, though. Look at that. Look at how the lights glow and they have, like, their own bloom each. Because, you know, the individual lights are there. That's cool. I like that. Nice and glowy. It's so bright because that case, I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's not open air. That's the glass. It's probably noticeable, but yeah, this is a glass case. It is so bright in my room at night. Where do you learn how to build a PC, by the way? That's a good question. I didn't really, like, go anywhere to learn it. I just kind of, well, I got a PC in, like, the 11th grade. My parents got it for me for Christmas. And I was like, damn. This bad boy can't fit much of anything in it. You know, playing games on low graphics. The hard drive was super slow. The RAM was like 8 gigabytes of DDR3 or something, not particularly fantastic. The CPU was like an i5, one of the earlier gens, maybe like a 5th gen or something. Not particularly great, you know, not fantastic. Quarbit, you're putting yourself in danger, Lamau? What do you mean? It's fine. The cable management's not like lethal or anything. PC can barely run Arc. Yeah, well, I also kind of considered it like, investment, you know? That's the excuse I get to make. It's an investment, chat. It's an investment, trust me. It's totally not a gamble, it's an investment. Big investing. Anyway, yeah, so the first PC I got, or I guess technically the same PC, but changed over time, Ship of Theseus, whatever, was really kind of bad, so I was like, alright, I'm gonna start upgrading this thing, because it kind of sucks. I asked my dad if he could, like, help me try and get a new GPU, because that was the first problem. I think the first one I had was a 670. Yeah, something like that. Like a... What were they called before RTX? GTX? 670, I think? That was pretty bad. It didn't really work much. Didn't really work that well. So I asked my dad to, like, help me get something new. And he got me a... Was it a 1060, I think? Yeah. He got me a 1060, so I'm like, yeah, let's go. So I had to figure out how to, like, you know... How to, like, install a GPU. So that was the first thing I had to learn. The Ship of Theseus is useless. It's the same PC. Actually, you win with the Ship of Theseus. 2 ships. Yeah, I probably will take all my old parts, build another PC in the old case, and then sell it. Or use it for, like, servers or something. I don't know. Oh, actually, that would be a really good idea. Having a server PC? Oh. I kind of actually like that idea. Anyway, I'll figure out something to do with it. So I had to learn how to build a PC over time. Starting with the GPU, because that was the first thing I fixed. And then the second thing I had to learn was all at once, pretty much. Because next I got... Wait, no. Let me think. Next I got new RAM. That's what I got. It wasn't very good RAM. It was just still DDR3, but it was better RAM. So I had to learn how to do that. I just kept, like, looking things up every time I needed to. Pretty much. And the big change happened when I decided to get a new motherboard and the new CPU. at the same time. Not this one, the one like the last time I did that. So I had to learn how to reinstall everything on a motherboard. How to like, you know, it's really not that complicated once you get down to it. It's really just like, you put the CPU into the motherboard, alright? It's literally just like, you open the latch, you slap it in there, you close the latch. Easy, alright? There's only one orientation that's gonna fit in, and that's the correct one. Okay, technically there are like, you know, there are symmetrical, like radially symmetrical or like, you know, square CPUs, but like, it's pretty obvious usually. And then you slot the RAM. Actually, slotting the RAM can be kind of hard. It's not immediately apparent if it's actually put in correctly. But if it's wrong, then you're gonna get the orange light warning on your motherboard when you try to boot it up. So, hey, there you go. And then you screw that motherboard in, unless you have water cooling, and then you have to put the back bracket on. But anyway, then you screw the motherboard in, and you put on the cooling system, like the heatsink. And then you put in the GPU. Actually, I put in the GPU last. You just like wire everything. Okay, maybe it's a bit more than I'm putting on, but it's like at the longest, you know, at most it's like maybe a 7-hour process for someone who's never done it before, or like 8 hours or something. Yeah. What do you need a server for? Minecraft? Yes. Absolutely. Unironically, yes. Just get like a motherboard, a CPU, slap some RAM in that bad boy, use it as a dedicated server. Don't even need a GPU for that, I think. I'm pretty sure. Servers don't usually have GPUs, you don't really need them. It starts to get suspicious that I spent my day learning how to build a server PC. And now you started to talk about building a PC and now a server? Yes. I live in your walls, don't worry about it. It's pretty roomy in there. Got some nice food in your fridge. Minecraft servers get beefy fast? Good, I'll just have to build something beefy then. Anyway, where was I? Where was I at the beginning of my story? Or not the beginning, but before all the tangents. Oh right, okay, building. Like actually building the PC. I finished building it, I brought it upstairs, and then I installed the GPU. Remember that. Sear those words into your brain, chat. Do not carry your PC while it has the GPU in it. For the love of God, please do not. I mean, unless you feel like getting a new motherboard, I mean, that's up to you. If you feel like replacing something, then, you know, I'm not gonna tell you to make your, I'm not gonna make your decisions for you, right? But like, you know, if you feel like replacing something in your PC, then go ahead, by all means, carry your PC with the GPU in on it. Did you rip off your PCIe slot? I haven't, but I've seen pictures of people who've had their PCs delivered or like moved with the GPU in it, and I'm like, ha, losers. I've seen it before, and I do not want that to happen to me. I've seen people get their motherboards warped. I've seen people get their GPUs warped. I've seen people, you know, like the connection to the actual slot. I've seen people get the PCIEs ripped off. All of that great stuff. It's fantastic. I love it. I love seeing it because it's a real like El Bozo moment, you know? So anyway, I carried it upstairs and then I installed the GPU. Alright. Like a sane person should. And then, problem is, it's not done, chat. We're not even close to done yet. I plug it in, lights turn on, that's a good sign. I hit the power button. It all starts going burr, everything lights up. Great, fantastic. I plug in the HDMI cable, cool. I plug in all the peripherals, everything's looking kind of cool. And it boots to the BIOS, which makes sense. The BIOS is like the motherboard settings, for those of you who don't know. It's like, your motherboard has like a little bit of software on it, with settings. We call that the BIOS. And so if it boots the BIOS, that kind of makes sense. It might just not recognize that there's a boot drive, or it might recognize that it's a new CPU and it's a new motherboard. So it's like, just to be safe, we're gonna go to the BIOS first. So that's cool. I notice it recognizes all of my drives first time, no problem. But there's a slight issue. There's no boot priority. There's no boot priority, chat. Which means it doesn't recognize Windows on my boot drive. It doesn't realize that I have Windows installed. That's kind of a problem. So I look it up. Turns out motherboards are bitches, right? If they don't like the kind of Windows that you have installed, they're gonna cry about it. As in, they're just not gonna boot up. So here's where the fun part begins. Luckily, I have a spare HDD that I don't use for like anything. It's just kind of in there because it used to have Windows on it before I moved it over to my current SSD. So I just have like a blank HDD chillin', which is really lucky for me. God, is it so lucky. Because if you don't have one of those, it's time to wipe all of your data, chat. Every single part of it, you have to wipe. Unless you manage to do some, like, I don't know, magical bullshit before you know, close down your PC the last time. You can, like, prepare Windows to be transferred to a new motherboard. I didn't do that. I didn't know I had to do that, so I didn't do it. Like an idiot. So, luckily I have a laptop, and I have like a thumb drive, you know, like a USB stick. That can hold like 128 gigabytes, right? So I had to go, yep, there we go, exactly, Hunk. I had to boot via USB drive. But when people say boot via USB, it doesn't actually just mean that like you're booting through the USB, right? It means that you are opening Windows Installer on the USB so you can install it on a drive, right? The USB doesn't become the actual boot drive, it's just like a replacement so you can install Windows somewhere. So I had to install Windows on the drive through my laptop and then move it over to my PC, plug it in, right? And then I had to boot through the USB drive to install Windows on the extra hard drive. You can do a portable install of Windows on it? Yeah, that's what I did. A portable install of Windows. Yeah, I mean, that when you install Windows and you're like, hey, I want to install it for portable access, then it's like, okay, here you go. We're gonna like put the installer on the drive and it's gonna like work like that. It's technically an install of Windows in the technical sense, but it's not like a desktop, you know? It's a pretty good idea to have a spare USB with Windows on it, by the way. Great for troubleshooting. Well, I do now. Consequentially, I do now have a a USB stick with Windows on it. I guess that's good. It's useful to have, I suppose. Anyway, so I managed to boot it up with the USB drive, and I installed Windows on the old hard drive that has nothing on it. All right, cool, perfect, beautiful. It's gonna work temporarily until, you know, I can manage to do some wacky file stuff. And so there was actually another problem after that. It installed Windows. I opened up a desktop. Okay, cool, very neat. But there's no Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi, it's not working. Okay, that's a problem. So I checked to see if the chip on the motherboard is actually properly installed, because if it's unseated, then sure, the Wi-Fi is not going to work. The problem is, it installs the same way that an SSD does, which means there shouldn't be a problem, right? The problem is that there is no problem, but there is a problem. There's a problem, but it's not the problem I thought it was, and that's a problem. So I'm like, all right, bet, cool. It's just not working. Interesting. So I check all of my devices. I check, like, you know, if you go into your Windows, your search thing, and you type in device manager, it brings up all your devices, right? So I go in there, I check Wi-Fi adapters, and it's not there. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right then. There's nothing there. There's no Wi-Fi adapter. All right, cool. So I have to check, I scroll down a little bit, and then I go to unknown devices. There's a list of like 8 or 10 things there listed under unknown devices, and one of those is a wireless adapter, and I'm like, you have to be kidding me. The motherboard manufacturers did not install the drivers for the Wi-Fi adapter. You're joking. What kind of incompetence is this? What the fuck? How do you... Why? Why? Huh? So in order to get the Wi-Fi working, it's a DLC. The Wi-Fi DLC for the motherboard. Oh god. So I had to get that USB again, plug it back into my laptop, download the drivers for the Wi-Fi on the USB, and then manually install them. Dear God. So in total, I had to get an additional blank drive and an entire other functioning computer just to get this motherboard working. Real round of applause right there. That's really cool. Usually they used to give you a disk with the drivers you need, but now that no one uses disk drives, they're supposed to install them. You know, the same way that they have drivers for like generic mouse drivers, generic keyboard drivers, you know, like generic audio drivers. They're supposed to have those installed on the motherboard, and then like you can just update them later, right? God, it's disgusting. Incompetence. Anyway, so I managed to, I installed the Wi-Fi drivers, which allowed me to use Wi-Fi to install the other drivers. So that was cool. Fixed that problem. That took me like an hour to figure out. I was really concerned to see if the chip wasn't working, so that took me an hour to like really drive home, make sure that it wasn't the chip itself. I don't think the drivers are on the motherboard, aren't they on Windows? No, well, okay, so the motherboard itself, on the back of the motherboard case, right, the box, I guess, it says that it has drivers installed. So like, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, I'll get the case, I'll get the box right now, actually. Sorry. So I checked. It says auto driver installer. Auto driver installer, chat. It was not auto installing those drivers. It lied to me. Anyway, managed to solve that. But then, if you remember, I had a new problem. Now I had a drive, a hard drive, with Windows on it and nothing else, pretty much. But that's not the information that I need to work, right? I need to like move over all of my work programs, right, to keep their settings. I can't just reinstall them because that's going to remove my settings, because I need to move over the settings folder, which you'll find in app data. Oh god, right, so we moved from the hardware to The software problems. Did you plug in an Ethernet cable? I don't have Ethernet running through my house. We don't have that installed here. So like, I wasn't about to like bring my case over to my... Okay, like the Wi-Fi is set up in a weird spot. It's like set up behind a TV in like a little, I guess you could say like a shelf cutout in the wall. It's like it's rather large, but yeah. The drivers are supposed to install. Why does the motherboard... The motherboard says we have auto driver installers. Auto driver installers, chat. And then it says, actually, no. Actually, no. Actually, sorry, we don't have the drivers. You need to install the drivers. My bad. Sorry about that. But you have no Wi-Fi. Exactly. It didn't come with a Wi-Fi driver, so I couldn't install the drivers. Yeah, that was... Anyway. So then at that point, I had a functioning Windows drive and a non-functioning Windows drive that has everything else on it. Big problem, they're different sizes. One's 1 terabyte, the other's 2 terabytes. I had used more than the terabyte on the one drive, so I had to... I couldn't just copy over the entire drive information, you know, using like Macrium or something, or some software. I had to manually figure out which files I needed to keep and copy them over to the new drive. Well, the new old drive, the hard drive, that one. So that took a few hours because I was actually just manually moving things. Hey there, Morts. Just came back from dinner. What's the topic at the moment? The utter pain and suffering that I went through to get this PC to function. So yeah, chat, I had to reinstall Windows, and you know what that kind of means. Settings are reset, everything's pretty much reset, taskbar's reset, your programs are gone. Because, you know, when you install Windows, it has to be on a fresh, no partition drive, because Windows is a bitch like that. So, you know, yeah. I had to move over everything, that was fun. That was cool. That took me a few hours. And even then, I was still really afraid to wipe my old drive, even though I had moved everything over. It's like, I don't know how to illustrate this, right? But basically, you have drive A that has all your important stuff, but the Windows doesn't work. And then you have drive B, which has nothing on it, but the Windows does work, right? You can move over a lot of stuff from drive A to drive B, but you can't ever be sure that you moved everything that matters if you started doing things manually. So I tested every single program that I ever used for editing, for recording, for, you know, all that stuff. It turns out OBS just kind of like, I don't know, OBS messed up a lot. So I have to redo my OBS scenes. Fortunately, I use Streamlabs OBS for streaming, which is why everything looks the same here. I didn't have to redo everything, fortunately. But OBS, it's fine. I can just redo those things. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I had to move over everything to the hard drive, everything that mattered. And then I had to wipe my SSD entirely, 1.5 terabytes of data gone, right? And so anything that I didn't move over is gone forever, lost to space and time. That's not entirely true. I did make like an ISO file and backed it up. But, you know, like, generally speaking. Generally. I did an ISO file of, like, the stuff that I, you know, thought was important. Because, you know, those are big. Anyway, I wiped the SSD. And then I had to go ahead and move everything over again. Copy the hard drive over to the SSD, and then I had to boot from the new SSD and then wipe the old hard drive. So, you know, that was like moving everything over like 4 times or something. I don't know. That was cool. That was a lot of fun. That was neat. Yeah. That was cool. But hey, it works now. It works. It just took like a total 16 hours of agonizing pain to get everything functional. back up to the previous standards, but you know, all while having COVID. That's cool. I don't know if you watched Super Eye Patch Wolf, but he made a 35-minute video about how terrible PC building is. I think I'll open that and just have that ready for after the stream. Buying a PC with Dell. My journey into hell. Let's go. Huge dub. Alright, cool. I will keep that in mind. Yeah, PC building is an acquired... It's an acquired torture, really. Kind of a skill. Mostly pain. A lot of pain. It's made a lot easier if you don't make the mistakes I do. You know, don't order your CPU first. You should use like PC part picker and then like put in all of your current specs. And then you should like modify things within compatibility. Or like change things entirely if they're no longer compatible. The problem is like, even though things will be compatible through like software and hardware, they're not necessarily space compatible, which I figured out with my case. I wasn't really prepared to make permanent changes to my old case using a power drill just so I could like, you know, fit in the stuff. So, new case. That's fun. What about Dell? That one video by Super Eye Patch Wolf that I'm going to watch after the stream about buying a PC with Dell, my journey into hell. Fantastic. Cool. Sounds fun. Buy everything new and compatible and then realize that the manufacturers fuck stuff up too and then enjoy trying to find the mistakes. Oh yeah, that's fun. That's really enjoyable. I like that a lot. Fortunately, most of the time the parts you're gonna get are gonna be cool. If you're unlucky, then maybe during the delivery process they'll break something. It's been known to happen with GPUs, that's for sure. Like, hold on, let me see if I can find that picture. That picture of someone with like the warped GPU. You get a bent GPU card. I don't know if it even showed the GPU itself. It might have been fine. Here, see if I can save this and show it to chat. Oh, no, that's a WebP file. I don't want a WebP file. I want the actual image. Save image as. I don't want a WebP. Whoever invented the WebP format should be exiled. I just want like the actual picture. Goddamn. Oh, there it is, baby. That's really low quality, though. I need a better quality than that. Is the image of the guy who received his package and there's like a huge bend in it? Oh, let's go, baby. Here it is. Give me that. Give me that. It's part of a meme, and the meme's actually not that good. I want to show you the bottom part, though. Oh, look at that chat. Look at that beauty. Ooh. Spicy. Sometimes they, you know, you get a little funky with that delivery process. Oh, God. Holy shit. Oh, nah, that's nice. That's real good. Like that. I love cursed PC parts. Let me see if I can find another one. Oh yeah, where's the Brushing CPU pins meme. I want to see that. Oh yeah, okay, so people actually do brush their pins if they get... I don't know how people do this. Sometimes people get thermal paste on the CPU pins. That's literally impossible. Like, how do you do that? I cannot imagine how you actually do that. That is actually impossible. Saw that wait, what? Oh no. Some people actually do it. Oh no. It's not impossible. Some people thought that you actually put it on the pins. Oh god. Oh god, no. Anyway, I love seeing these kinds of videos where people brush their Ryzen CPUs. Because I think the Intel ones are just like flat. The Ryzen ones use actual vertical pins. Luckily the tech shops are close enough so you can get the things yourself. Yeah, that's good. When I got my PC case, I just had to drive down to the store, so that's neat. Anyway, I'm trying to find a video of someone like actually brushing them. There you go. Be sure to clean off the yellow manufacturer pins before installing the CPU. Let's go! Oh my god, I love these memes so much. I hate the WebP format. Oh, because it's like, yeah, I see. It's a video. I just want the image, not the video. Oh, hold on, here's a good one. Let's go, chat. Save that. Look at this bad boy. Hold on. Oh, I did something. Oopsies. There we go. I wanted to change this to this image. Why is it? Why I gotta move like that? Huh? I gotta move like that. There you go. There you go. Ooh, that's nice. That's real nice. I like that. Remember to brush your pins, chat. Remember to brush off the manufacturer pins on your CPU before you install it. You gotta make them nice and clean. Nice and sparkly. Freshly shaved PC. Shaved CPU. That's nice. That's real tasty. Watched the Linus Tech Tips video and they just said bend them back. I mean, what else are you gonna do? That's like the best advice you could get. Like at that point, that's like, well, either you gotta like, you know, get a new CPU or at least try. At least in this case, it's like what? I don't know, 8 pins maybe? Eh, it could be a lot worse. Fortunately, I didn't have to deal with that because, obviously, just don't get thermal paste in your CPU. But also, my CPU is literally just like little dots on the chip itself. They're not like actual pins. It also means that you have to apply a lot of force, like a lot of force to keep it down. Because the pins, they slot in physically, right? But with the contact pads on the CPU I have, it means you have to maintain solid contact. Which had me kind of worried, because I had to use a lot of force to press down on the CPU, you know, the little lever that keeps the CPU in place. And that's kind of concerning. But, you know, I double and triple checked online how much force I should be using, and people are like, yeah, it's a fair amount of force for those ones. And I'm like, alright. Well, CPU works, so I didn't break anything. That would have been, like, traumatizing, though. If I, like, pushed down too hard and it, like, broke or something, I think I would have cried. On the spot. I would have given up. The lever's so frightening to me. Yeah, you have to press down so hard, and you're like, I don't want to break anything, please. I'm afraid of breaking, like, the CPU. I'm afraid, like, did I seat it correctly? Like, did I actually put it in the right way? Or like, did I accidentally put it in wrong? Why is it taking so much force? Why do I have to like Hulk smash this lever into place? I really don't want to like have to do that. Your Xbox One got an error that you couldn't find any results on about 6 years ago. You contacted support and anything, so they had to get someone to help, and that didn't work, so you sent it back. They fixed it. It worked for about half a day, and then the error started up again. Let's go. That's cool. Your way that Xbox One, you're gonna say you want to see if it still worked. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's gonna solve itself. Not much you can do. I don't know if this is a WebP thing, but when you wanted to save an image from Reddit, it was a 4K image. It was downloaded as a 1048p WebP. But when you did the same in incognito, it downloaded in 4K. I don't know. Weird stuff. WebP, the worst format. Only point in my life where I fear possibly being too strong. Pushing down on that lever is like, it's a true test of faith, you know? You just gotta hope that everything is going exactly the way it's supposed to. If you apply too much pressure, you might be breaking the CPU. But if you don't apply enough pressure, it's not gonna be like set in far enough, and it's not gonna work. So you're like, alright, I place my trust, I place my faith in this CPU. Alright, 1 second, chat. I'm gonna use the washroom. I'll be right back. Assuming my be right back screen is actually loaded. We'll see. Nice. I'm alive. Right. So I was thinking, I think it'd be really cool to just like build computers. Just doing that. It is like a relatively specific skill, and even though I think like anybody can learn it, right? It has, you know, like the mirage of being really complex and difficult, you know? Like, most people would not know where to start when building a computer, right? It's like a skill you could learn in an afternoon, but it's not a skill anybody can be bothered to actually learn. So that's why I should build computers and then sell them. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. That's the summer side gig. Building computers, selling them. I don't necessarily have like a lot of room for computers though. Don't know where I would put all of them. But I think that'd be kind of cool. I know there are companies that are like specifically for that kind of thing, you know? Like, let's see, PC building companies. Like Origin does that. You can just buy ready-made PCs. Alienware. Those are two that I know. Are there plans for your birthday? Can't remember if you said anything before. Oh right, I forgot. My birthday's in a week, chat. Literally 1 week from today. Keep on forgetting that fact. Okay, right. Okay, I actually, like, I want to stream, but I don't know what I want to do yet. Like, I'm not sure. Plans are, like, stream for, like, an hour or two. Dude, go touch some grass? What? Okay, on my birthday, I will do a little bit of streaming. Like, not that much. Like, an hour, maybe 2 hours. I never, like... I don't know. I'm not, like, a huge birthday kind of guy, you know? I'm like, yep. I'm older now. Yay. That's really my reaction. It's like, my enthusiasm for my own birthday is significantly less than everyone else's. To me, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm getting older and stuff, that's cool. And then my mom's like, what do you want? What do you want for your birthday? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really want anything. That's the problem. I feel content with the things that I own, and anything that I would want to buy is far too expensive to ask of somebody else. Like, I wouldn't ask my parents to buy me a new exactly. I wouldn't ask my parents to buy me like a new CPU or something. That's far too expensive, goddamn. You know, that kind of thing. I wouldn't ask them to buy me like new parts. And besides, I don't even need new parts at this point. I'm chilling. So, I don't know. Actually, oh, I have one, maybe two ideas, chat. I think... Actually, two ideas. Ooh, they're tough ones, though. They're really tough ones. I think... I'm thinking about them. I'm still thinking. Okay, I think I want to get that new Zelda game when it comes out. And I know it comes out after my birthday, right? But like, I wonder if I could ask my parents, like, hey, I know it's not like out yet, but like when the time comes, could you get that for me? And that would be like the birthday present, I guess. Because I do want to play that. When does that come out? Tears of the Kingdom releases May 12th. That is 1 week exactly after my birthday. That is literally the Friday after my birthday, so in 2 weeks. If you ask Nintendo, they can sure bring it forward. Yeah, exactly. Ask Nintendo to release it earlier for me, for my birthday. On top of that, the second thing I want to do, chat, is I actually want to get, Elgato game capture card. I think I want to get one of those finally. Like an HD 60 FPS capture card. I wonder if they would do that for me. I might get an internal one. Well, it depends actually. The problem is like that kind of thing is really really interesting to try and like work with for streaming and stuff. Like theoretically you would want 2 monitors for that because you want to like full screen the game that you're playing, but then also you want to be able to like see the capture and stuff. I guess it's not that bad though, because I have like a I have a dual channel input HDMI, so I can actually play the game with 1 monitor, and whenever I need to swap back I can just like press a button and it swaps back to my PC, which is kind of cool. 2 monitor life soon? I'm gonna say soon as in like in a month and a half. When I move out I'm gonna get a bigger desk, I'm gonna get a second monitor, so yeah, but in the meantime, I mean, still getting the capture card would be a good idea, I think. Because then I could stream the new Zelda game, and I would stream that religiously. Because, you know, I'm not really doing that much else this summer, chat. Not doing that much else, you know? You're moving out means you move out from your parents or your whole family's moving? I'm moving, like, I'm moving out, kind of moving out, you know? I feel like I just got trolled. Wall-mounted small screen for above the main one? Possibly, I could think, yeah, I mean, my webcam kind of sits on top of my PC, or my monitor, so I'd have to maneuver some things around. You know, chat, I've actually been thinking I might sell this monitor and get a new one. Unironically, this monitor might be too big. Well, maybe. It sort of depends. It's a really big monitor, and like, if I want a second monitor, I think I would want a smaller main monitor. Anyway, maybe I'll keep it, and it's fine or whatever. What's too big? My monitor. It's too large. It's like really big. It's 2K and it's really big. And that, you know, it's nice, but a little bit too large. What size? That's a really good question. Oh, I don't actually know. My parents got it for me like 2-3 years ago. So I don't have the exact specs because they just sort of like surprise set it up for me. Maybe I can find it somewhere. Let's see. Asus 2K monitors. We'll have to go look around and see what kinds they have. See which one I have. Anyway, the thing is, like, if I had to estimate, I would say it's probably at least 27, 28-inch monitor. Maybe larger than that. Maybe, no, it's, not sure actually. I don't know, it's really hard to just like eyeball it. Might be 27. Anyway, it feels too large to put a second monitor next to it. I don't know, maybe I just need a larger desk to get some better perspective. Maybe it'll be fine if I just get a larger desk. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna need either a second monitor or just like to rig some shenanigans if I want to stream like a Switch game. The problem with the Switch is, of course, it's not very powerful, you know, even when plugged in, that bad boy is giving you like, what, 1080p 30 or something? It's, whew, yeah, it's really something. Let me check out those technical specifications for the Switch. I got the original one. 1080p via HDMI in TV mode. Yeah, I know that at least. Doesn't exactly tell me. That's the OLED model. Whoopsies. Same thing pretty much, but I just don't think it runs as fast. Well, there's not much I can do about that. I can't, like, make a Switch run faster. I could, theoretically, possibly, technically not legally, emulate. In theory, possibly, technically, I could. You know, as long as you own the console and you own the game, it's really no harm done if you emulate, right? If you buy both and then you just, like, use an emulator, that's like... There's no harm done with that, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you own both the stuffs, then, you know, like... I mean, it's not like they're missing out on money that they would have gotten from you, right? Anyway. Okay, yeah, so it is max 60 FPS when you're in the TV mode, gotcha. How would they know anyways? Exactly. Speaking of Nintendo, didn't they have that lawsuit where they recently ruined someone's entire life? That was fun. They made sure they hit him with the clause that says they hit him with that life fuck up clause, particularly just to screw over that one guy for the rest of his life. What was that case? They've done it like 5 times. Yeah, here we go. Nintendo forces Switch hacker to pay them 25 to 30% of his income for the rest of his life. I didn't even know you could do that. That's like... Damn, that is fucked up. Good lord. And the dude's name is Bowser. That's such... Oh wow, that irony sucks. You would have to earn a total of $40 million before taxes to be able to pay off Nintendo. Jesus Christ. Holy. If you alter their game in any way, even if you bought it, Nintendo will try to kill you. That's true. They will. Choose your fighter. Nintendo stealing 30% of your income for the rest of your life? Or Wizards of the Coast literally sending like armed mercenaries to your front door? Which one do you prefer, chat? Oh god. Choose your fighter. Oh man. That was cool. Of what income? Of all of his income. Tell me about the Wizards of the Coast mercs. Okay, so there was this guy who managed, he's like a really small YouTube channel owner, right? He's a small YouTuber who does like Magic, you know, like the card game, Magic the Gathering. He does like box openings and stuff. And someone at a store sold him a like a box set of cards for a set that wasn't released yet. Like, you know, stores get the boxes of cards before they're meant to release, so they can release them on release day and they can be in the store already. So a guy at the store sold him a box set for like a type, I guess, of box set that wasn't technically released yet. So he bought them without knowing that they were the kind that wasn't released yet, and he didn't realize that, like, you know, he wasn't supposed to have them. So he recorded a video of him unboxing the set of an unreleased set, and Wizards of the Coast, these wonderful people who have had such a great track record this past year or so, decided to send the Pinkertons after him. For like I didn't know who the Pinkertons were until relatively recently, but apparently they are a security company that was founded a while ago in 1850. Private security guard and detective agency. That's Red Dead Redemption 2 shit, literally, yeah. Yeah, they sent the Pinkertons after the Magic the Gathering leaker. Not even the guy who like sold him the packs, right? They threatened jail over the cards, bro. Like, that's crazy. That is some insane shit. Dear God. That's so, who does that? That's so crazy. They're a main plot point of RDR. What even is that? Yeah, it's some crazy shit, for real. I don't know what's wrong with these game companies. Brain rot, I don't know. Over cards, yeah. Just over some cards. The dude wasn't even like a big YouTube channel. He had like maybe 8,000 subs, which, you know, nothing against him, you know, 8,000 subs is still impressive from like a creator standpoint, but like in the grand scheme of things, that's not actually like that much to get bent over, you know? Trying to see if I can find the original channel. Old school MTG. This is the guy. Okay, yeah, sorry. He has 5.68 thousand subscribers. And, yeah, they went after him. That's crazy. Crazy stuff. So Nintendo and Wizards of the Coast having a perfectly normal one this past year. Great time all around. Still gonna buy Tears of the Kingdom though, of course. Can't stop me from doing that. Anyway, where was I? Getting that whole Switch thing working. If I manage to do that, I have so many games I need to play. The problem is, I don't think chat's gonna like actually wanna watch me play them. They activate a company because somebody leaked their upcoming content. That's not so bad so far. Well, they've threatened jail time. They thought that he stole the cards, that's the thing. Like, they're sending... It's such a weird thing to do. Like, just send over a private detective, you know, security force to someone's house and be like, yeah, we're gonna send you to prison because you stole something when he didn't even steal it. Like, that's so whack. They could have been like, hey, you know those cards in that video that you just sent? We weren't supposed to release those, so like, if you could take that video down, we'll like, you know, we'll like, I don't know, give you an extra box set or something later. You know, like something simple like that. That's like something reasonable, you know? The Pinkertons were also there at the Battle of Blair Mountain where they slaughtered a bunch of striking coal miners. Yeah, from what I understand, the Pinkertons are like an infamous group in the US for like strike breaking and anti-worker literal violence and killing, so that's cool, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty weird, anyway. Sorry, I had to cough real quick. Not quite out of the woods with that COVID thing, though. Anyway, so if I manage to get that whole Switch thing working, then I might end up doing, I might end up streaming more games. I have so many things I have to stream. or I have to play still. Like all of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, still haven't touched that game. Huh. Maybe I should. And then there's also The World Ends With You, the first one, and then Neo, The World Ends With You, which is the second one. But I don't think chat's gonna be that interested in that. Are you planning new Identity Crisis campaign in short term? No. I haven't thought about that in like, what has it been, 2 years since I've done that? No, probably not. You should play games sometimes. I do play games occasionally. Surprisingly, I know, right? I played some Victoria 3 yesterday because I wanted to test out the new CPU. It's really good. It runs really fast, I'll tell you that much. Also EU4. That runs hella quick, I'll tell you what. Oh crap, you just did something that was not supposed to happen. Kind of a fuck up. Would you mind undoing that? Just re-upload it in a week, that's all good, but just not yet. Yeah, not those wizard guys. Go to jail, sucker. Actually, those wizard guys. Yeah, exactly. Like, anyway. The level of unreasonability is kind of... they kind of went for, like, the maximum option, you know? Anyway. Most you played in the past month is modded Minecraft? Same. I've played so much. I've actually played more modded Minecraft than EU4 in the past month. I don't know if it's a problem. I mean, it kind of is. I was considering just like whenever I open modded Minecraft, booting up a stream and just playing it, you know? Like, fuck it, why not? Should just play more. More Minecraft. Let's see, do I actually have my Curse Forge? I do. You know, it was really interesting trying to find my Minecraft files. Just so I could, like, keep my modded world. Why not stream it? Maybe I will. Like, Feed the Beast or what? I'm playing a mod pack called All of Fabric 6. And it's a lot of technical stuff. On one hand, I'm like, I really enjoy playing it. On the other hand, I'm like, this is a lot of technical garbage that people don't care about. Tech mods are greater than everything. True. Tech mods are so good. Here, actually, chat, I have a great idea. I have a great idea. I'm gonna play it right now. Just like a little showcase, you know? Create a new channel, Quarbit not EU4, play anything if you don't want to do it on this one. You know what? I think I'm just gonna play whatever I want on this channel. Quarbit variety, fuck yeah. Twitch is whatever, yeah. The Twitch is whatever. I'm not here to play exclusively EU4 on both Twitch and YouTube. I would go insane. I would go crazy. I have to do something other than that. YouTube could make another channel. Yeah, I have sort of wondered what I want to do with the channel. Obviously, EU4 is still going on. Still gonna do that for a while. I'm gonna look back in time and watch, not really watch, but like observe the old Spiffing Brit and how he transitioned away from Hoi 4 into what he does now. I'm gonna like observe that timeline, see how he did it, and then try to like schedule that kind of thing, you know? See how that works. He did Hoi 4? Exactly. You don't know Spiff. You don't know the old Spiff. The Hoi 4 Spiff. Back in ye olden days when Spiff was a Hoi 4 channel. Is EU4 done? What do you mean is EU4 done? Oh, you mean like am I gonna stop? Oh, with DLCs? I don't think so. I think we have one more left. I think there's only one. EU4 finished its dev cycle finally? Not really. Not yet, at least. I think, yeah, they said they want to do something for the Middle East, and if possible, also doing something for like, maybe South America, just like a little bit here and there, nothing big. They said they would do South America. Yeah, like a little bit of South America. Still waiting for that Aztec update, by the way. Anyway, let me turn down my background music. I don't know if this is gonna work, chat. Let's try. Let's see. Whoop. I need to actually change my game capture because I wasn't expecting to do this. Does that work? It's always fun trying to see if new games will work. Ah, okay, we have something. We have something popping up on screen. Okay, now I need to shift it to... Aha! There we go. Okay, I'm gonna change the stream title. I'm gonna play a little bit of Minecraft, like a tiny bit. I'm gonna show off the world a little bit.